Caroline and I were both born and raised in the church.
Our parents were too.
So we knew nothing else. It's a very, very fundamentalist church in that if you go to a doctor or take any medicine of any kind, you're cursed and you're going to hell. And if you go to any other church, you're also in danger of hell. And the rules went way beyond just the doctors. I mean, no television, no radio. You couldn't go out, bowling or go to a baseball game. It was very restrictive. You couldn't associate or fellowship with anybody outside of the church. And for many years, from the mid-90s on, my father was the worldwide head of it.
We both were born and raised there, so we knew nothing different. And because we weren't allowed to go talk to your neighbors, or you weren't allowed to play with them or anything, so you didn't know what the world was like. You had no idea. You kind of kept yourself very, very hidden. You lived under fear. At least I did. I lived under a lot of fear. My uncle and my grandfather were before his dad. They ran the work before that, before the church, and so we were both very embedded in there. I strive to be as close to God as possible, but how close can you get when you don't even know Jesus? My brother actually gave me a tape. He was an older preacher on radio or TV, and he had told a story. His message was about the story of Ruth, and I never knew the Old Testament told about Jesus. I thought they were just stories. I never knew the Old Testament had Jesus in it. And so I listened to that for like good 2 weeks, day and night. I would have it in my ears. That was my first introduction to truth, to something different than what we were always taught. And it was so exciting. And every time at the end of the message was the prayer, the sinner's prayer. I never heard that before. So I would say it. I must have said 100 times or more. But it was like a dead feeling. It was like, what does this mean? Why would I even say it? But I would say it because he asked me to every time. And one day, it just something went off of me, and I knew that I was saved, and that nobody could take it away from me.
I met Jesus because I saw the path that Caroline was taking. And at the time, it concerned me because it was against everything that we taught. And that put me into the Word. That put me into contact with Jesus. Jesus is my Redeemer because he redeemed me out of the works of the law, really.
Jesus is a Redeemer and my best friend. Yeah. I always wanted a friend, and he was always that. So I love him.